Hey guys, Spencer Defty with Knotty Wood. Easter's coming up. We've had a lot of people asking us about how to do a leg of lamb or to do a lamb recipe. We just put out a riblet recipe for you for an hors d'oeuvre. But this is a classic leg of lamb that I do for my family. It's kind of a different stages. So we're just gonna kind of get into how I prepare this particular meal. The ingredients are your leg of lamb, olive oil I put on top for a binder, and remember to always use a quality olive oil. This is a Cobra olive oil. We love their company. We love what they do. The Knotty rub, leg of lamb, and then we'll add in, once this cook gets going, we'll add in some garlic, some onions, some red peppers and things like that. Maybe a little bit of red wine we'll put into this. That'll be later in the cook. So the stages of this is we're going to go ahead and take this olive oil. Just going to put a little bit of that on for a binder to bind that rub on there. So that's a nice big, this is a nice big leg. This was a lamb we raised about a year ago, and this is going to be delicious. So, and I'll just take this Knotty rub. I'll just shake that on there liberally, put this on there. Okay, now this is all set, rubbed, that stuff there will start to caramelize down onto this after a few hours. A lot of times you can do this ahead of time, like 24 hours, let it go in, maybe wrap it in some saran wrap, some cellophane to tie that in, or put it in a vacuum sealer. I just prepare it like this. I typically put it in the fridge for 24 hours, and I'll come back and I'll redust it just before it goes back onto the smoker. We're gonna cook this lamb, and I'm gonna probably start and set a little bit lower at like 280, 285, and I'll do that for an hour or two, and then I'll run that temperature up to get a good crust on this thing. But as I go to run that temperature up, that last 45 minutes, you'll start to see me adding in stuff, and what we'll do is this will go straight onto the grate for that first part of the cook, and then as we start to come up in temperature, I will set this actually inside of here with all those vegetables, a little red wine, and then that'll give it a little bit of moisture to keep that outside from getting too dry. So anyhow, we'll go on to this smoker here in a few minutes, so stay tuned. Okay, so our leg of lamb is rubbed down. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to put it into this cast iron skillet. We're going to set it up here on our grate. We're going to go ahead and close this down. We're preheated at 300 degrees. We're going to leave that on for about 2.5, 3 hours. I like my lamb a little bit on the medium rare, so we're going to let that cook down internal temp of about 125, 128, something like that. We'll pull it off and let it stand and it'll cook out. So we'll check on it here in a bit. Okay everybody, so on our lamb, it's been in at 275. What we're going to do now is we're going to pull that out, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to I've just taken some garlic, some carrots, some onions, put some herbs on them, salt, pepper, red wine. What that's going to do for us is that's going to help us to keep the moisture in that. It's been cooking. We're starting to get a nice crust on it, as you'll see here. So there it is. So now we'll just feed this stuff in here and around it. can actually put some of that right over the top there. Let some of that juice go down on it. Okay, so now what this will do is this will keep the moisture in and around this guy so it doesn't dry out, but we'll continue to get that nice crust on it. We'll just keep cooking that guy out right there. Okay, so we're going to check this lamb. Pull that out. See, we're pretty good here. We're going to probe it with our instant probe. 115. Yep, 110, so we still got a ways to go. We'll just close that guy up, just keep letting her go there. She should be done. Once you get above 100 degrees, it starts coming up pretty good. So I'm suspecting in another 20 minutes, that'll be hitting that 120, 125. We'll pull it off, we'll wrap it, we'll let it stand for about a half hour, be ready to serve. Lamb is to temp. We're going to show you how that works right now. We're going to finish this guy up here. So we're going to pull this out. So then we're going to probe this guy right in the middle. We're 126 in the middle there. 125. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this guy. Then we're going to let this thing sit here. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and wrap this guy up now. We're just going to let that stand for about 20 minutes, like so. We'll be ready to cut. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below and share it to your friends. If you want to visit us on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, you can go to Knottywood BBQ. Come visit us on our website at knottywoodbbq.com. Have a great summer. Happy grilling.